All right, hello. Welcome back to We Just Want One. Following our victory over the Cowboys at home, leads us into a short, brief road trip. We have to fly up to the Bay Area to take on the 49ers in our first NFC West divisional matchup against them this year. Now, remember, we touched on it back in the Seahawks video, how this is the first year of the NFC West, how we know it in the modern day with the Cardinals, 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams. The Seahawks made this move from the AFC to the NFC. And so this is our first kind of game in that traditional format with San Francisco in Candlestick, old Candlestick, before the 49ers moved, probably, in the last 5 years, I think. So we're going to be seeing the 49ers here at least once every year for the foreseeable future. The 49ers around this time, brief history, they obviously had a very dominant 90s, if you know anything briefly about the history of the NFL, where they won a Super Bowl in 94, I think. And so heading into the early 2000s, they were still a pretty good team. But looking in front of me with my brief research I've done, this is the beginning of, I guess, a new coaching tenure that would be very short-lived, and the 49ers would be pretty bad for the foreseeable future. They wouldn't go back to playing winning football until the 2010s. So for pretty much all the 2000s, they're pretty rough. I remember as a kid, they had the quarterback carousel going around with Jeff Garcia and Alex Smith and stuff, and they struggled. But they do have T.O. on this team, as you saw in the beginning cinematic. So perhaps they can get something done here. They're 500. They do outmatch us, as we saw in the beginning graphic before the game started. But every team pretty much does. We're rated pretty lowly, but that hasn't stopped us. So we'll start here with San Francisco's first offensive drive as they hand it off to Hurst, who doesn't go very far. 2nd and 11 for the 49ers now. Garcia's going to send a man in motion. And it's another pitch to Hurst to the left side now. Has even less room than he did before. 3rd and 7 now. The 49ers are trying to avoid going 3 and out. Hand it to Hurst again, who cuts up the middle. Has a little bit of room, but gets brought down on the logo. And that'll do it for the 49ers' first drive, as we now send our offense out to try and answer back to the 3 and out with maybe, hopefully, some points. As we hand to Jones, we're going nowhere. On 2nd and 10, we send it up to Boston, who makes a huge catch, and we are already in 49er territory after just 2 plays. Our favorite tandem, Jake Plummer and David Boston. I'll send it up to him every game to try and moss a poor cornerback as long as he keeps working. As we go to Jones, who is injured on that short run. Hopefully he's not too badly hurt. He is a cornerstone for this offense early on in this season. Plummer's going to drop back, and we find Boston again going across the middle of the field, brought down near the 5-yard line, and we are cooking in the red zone, and David Boston doesn't know. He doesn't know. How do you not cover him better than you have? So Thomas Jones will be back. He just has a bruised knee as we hand it off to Ship, the backup running back, who gets a little bit of room and is brought down at about the 3 or 4 yard line. I'm going to try and punch this one in now as we give it to Jones on 3rd and goal, who comes back in after just a few plays on the bench and gets us our first touchdown of the day. And Grammatica is going to send this one through to extend our lead to 7. So very quick drive, making some pretty easy work of the 49er defense. Just 2 minutes to go 68 yards and add 7 to the board. But the 49ers are going to try and answer us back now. 1st and 10. And they're going to go back to Hurst on the ground, who's got more room on the outside, and gets a good little chunk play. They keep relying on the ground. Maybe they should go through the air. 2nd and short now. Garcia taking his time, thinking it over perhaps. And Garcia drops back, and they're finally going to go through the air, and they find Beasley across the middle, who picks up the first down. Another 1st and 10 for the 49ers. As Garcia's going to drop back, looks over his options. He's got time and wants that one to the right side, but Dwayne Starks covers that pass pretty darn well. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the 49er offense. And Garcia's going to drop back yet again, look over his options. And Dwayne Starks is all over another short pass, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the 49ers. They don't want to stall out again early. What can they do? Garcia drops back, and that time he finds his man, but he can't haul it in. It was a little bit behind him, but he was in perfect position to make the play and just couldn't. And now we are going to have a chance with the ball yet again, but we are going the wrong direction as Jones gets gobbled up in the backfield. Pressure is on Plummer, and it gets to him, but he somehow gets the ball off and finds David Boston in the middle of the field. I believe Plummer got hit on that one, and it just kind of awkwardly squeaked out, but David Boston was there. He can make plays out of nothing, I guess. So we give it to Jones up the middle, falls some blocks, shakes some tackles off, and he gets a huge first down. And our offense is rolling. We are clicking today. We go back to Jones on a pitch on the outside. We have our fullback blocking, but he can't seem to free up any room for us, and we're not going very far. And that will be the last play of the first quarter, and our early touchdown is the difference maker here, thanks to Thomas Jones, coming off the bench from a brief injury. So we have 2nd and 8 now to start off the second quarter. Plummer's going to drop back and look over. He's got a lot of time, and we find Jenkins streaking to the right side of the field, who makes a nice catch. Plummer placing that ball pretty well so far today, as we get a nice big chunk play to open up the second quarter. Now we are in 49er territory, but we're cutting to a 3rd down now. Got to keep the drive alive. And the routes got mixed up there between Jenkins and I believe Sanders, and that ball ended up going nowhere. So we're going to try and go for a short punt here to contain San Francisco within their own 5 or 10 yard line. And we get a beautiful bounce. Can we down it now? And they try and pick it up, maybe advance the ball. But they get brought down quick within their own 5 yard line. So the 49ers got to try and play from their back door here as they go to the fullback, who's going absolutely nowhere. As a matter of fact, he's going backwards. And now the 49ers have even less room to operate and try and get some breathing room. 2nd and 11 now from about their own 2 or 3 yard line. And Garcia's going to hand it off again to Hurst, who makes a spin move and cuts upfield and gets a few more yards. So now they can maybe breathe a little bit, but it is still 3rd down. The 49ers do not want to walk off the field with nothing, so what are they going to do? Garcia's going to drop back, and he finds Dwayne Starks, who picks him off finally. He's been tipping all of his passes all day. And that one finally finds Dwayne Starks 2 gloves. And he takes that in for an easy pick 6. I wish I had the number of pick 6s on me right now, because he's got to have at least 4 on the year. Goodness gracious, Dwayne Starks is earning a payday if he is due one. And Grammatica's extra point will now extend our lead to 14. And nothing is going right for San Francisco. They need a lot of help now. The offense has really not bailed them out. And there you see the first down numbers. It has been all Cardinals, like most of the year has been so far. So it's 1st and 10 for San Fran. They still got a lot of time here to add some points before halftime. What can they do? Of course, he's going to lob this one up, and he had Hurst streaking down the right field line. He tried to make a spectacular one-handed grab, but he is just a running back. So we cut to 3rd down now, and Garcia finds Streets on the left side and makes a nice chunk play there. So the 49ers bailed themselves out, escaping another 3 and out. And they actually have something going on for them now. So it's 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Garcia's going to drop back again. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They go back to Streets and back-to-back plays. And our cornerback Donovan Greer is injured. Remember, he was our free agent pickup at the beginning of the year because of how thin we were. And I don't even know what could have happened there. Garcia thought that he had his fullback hit him right off of the shoe, it looks like, and Dwayne Starks is playing out of his mind. He wants to have a career day today. He's already got 2 picks, just a few plays apart, as we want the home run ball to Boston, and we have it. Oh, we got to catch our breaths. Just 2 plays. Gives us the ball back and puts us deep in 49er territory. And there you see Donovan Greer injured for a week, so we lose our other cornerback on the other side. We whip that one to Boston, who cuts up field for a 1st down. That's going to be rough. We don't have any depth at that position, so it's basically just Dwayne Starks as a one-man army for our defensive backs. We cut to 3rd and 11 now. We're going to try and add some points here before the half is over. And we find our fullback at the goal line who makes a contested catch. And you want to talk about ratings. I mean, he's a low 60, I believe. And he still had the hands to grab that one and take it from the defender. And we squeeze that one in. We get another touchdown before the half is over. 1 whole minute left to play, and it is 21-0 in front of this home crowd here in the Bay Area. And that is Wilson. Maybe you noticed from the first kickoff, that's a different player. The 49ers kickoff man was injured and is out for the entire game. So he gave him that great field position to start off the game, but he is no longer in this game. As Garcia's going to now go for a deep ball to a T.O., and Dwayne Starks is there again. It is a no-fly zone on that side of the field, but Garcia keeps trying as we cut to 3rd and 10. The 49ers need something, got to get anything. And they go back to T.O., and Garcia sails that one out of bounds. So after only eating about 16 seconds of clock, they have to punt it back to us and give us another chance to maybe get some more points. Plummer's going to drop back, and we want that home run ball to Boston again. It's in his hands. Plummer put it in the right spot, but he couldn't come down with it. So we cut to 2nd and 10 now, only 32 seconds left. Plummer drops back, and we're going to send it to the other side if Boston's not working, and Plummer sails that one just a little bit too far. So 28 seconds, we're going to go to Jones now and just try and run up the clock here and send everyone to the locker room, but San Francisco decides there's more than enough time for them to do something, so they're going to call a timeout down 21, and they want a chance to maybe get this ball back. So we're going to punt it away to San Francisco and see what they can do with however many seconds are left here, but they get a nice return here. They got some room, but he is brought down by about midfield. So they only have about 15 seconds to go 50 yards. Can they do it? They haven't been able to do anything like that all game. Garcia's going to drop back, and he finds Streets, who gets him down close to the red zone, and they will call timeout with just 9 seconds left. What can the 49ers do? Garcia's going to drop back. He scans over his options. The pressure's getting to him, and it does get to him. He's going to have to send that one into the dirt just to get rid of it. Now with only 4 seconds left, 49ers will send out the field goal unit, try and punch this one in, and he just sneaks it past the right upright to give the 49ers 3 points to go into the locker room. So cutting 21 down to less, but still a sizable deficit that the 49ers are stuck to as they now try and regroup here and send this one back to us. They at least do get some points before the half is over. Maybe they can shift some momentum here. Down 21-3. Not a bad return here from Jenkins. At 1st and 10, we go back to Jones on a pitch to the outside, who breaks the tackle and then gets lifted and thrown to the ground. You got to remember, he is a small guy. So we got to 3rd down now. We're facing a potential 3 and out. The pressure gets to Plummer, but we get rid of the ball and find Jenkins, who has the 1st down. Now, I was almost positive that defender got straight to Plummer, but maybe we just got lucky through Madden here. They let us have that one. And the pressure gets to Plummer again. The fullback picks up that block. Did you see that? He picked that up, and we were able to have about another second or so to find David Boston in the middle of the field, who makes a great catch for us again and helps keep our drive alive. So we're past midfield now. Plummer's dropping way back, looking over his options, and we float it to our main man yet again, Mr. David Boston. These guys are inseparable, I tell you. And David Boston's just going for a career number of receptions and yards at this point. We hand it to Jones now, try and convert on the short yard to gain, and he gets way more than what we ask. Just following the hole, shaking a tackle off, and bringing some guys with him. 1st and 10 now, cooking deep in 49er territory. We hand it back to Jones, who's got some room there, bobs and weaves through some blocks, and gets brought down close to the marker. 2nd and short. We'll go to Ship now, the backup running back, and our fullback can't seem to hold on to that block so we can get around. We're moving back. So it's 3rd and 5 now. Plummer's going to drop back. We got to convert here. What are we going to do? We find our tight end, Freddie Jones, who makes the catch at about the marker, but they're going to say that he was down before it. So it's 4th and inches. We send out the offense again, stumbling around, but he moves forward. That was dangerous. We got stuck on some blocks, tripped backwards, but we're able to find our way to the 1st down. So we're keeping this drive alive. 1st and goal, we get it to Jones. He's racing to the goal line, and a generous tackle animation will give Jones his 2nd touchdown of the game. As we push our lead to 27-3. pending Grammatica's extra point, which goes right on through. So the dreaded 28-3 lead belongs to your Arizona Cardinals. Late in the third quarter, the 49ers got to think something. They got to figure something out. Garcia wants the home run ball, and it is in and out of T.O.'s hands. He can't bring it in. He was in double coverage, but he definitely had a chance to bring that one in. 3rd and 10 now. The 49ers trying to escape another 3 and out. Garcia's looking over his options, and he finds his man who fumbles it, and Raynoch Thompson, our linebacker, is going to pick that one up, scoop it right on up. Stokes had the ball and shook off the one tackle and fumbled it on the broken tackle. And Raynoch Thompson was there to just pick that one right up. Another costly 49er mistake. They've got 3 huge ones now. And we're facing a 3rd and very long here, as we're trying to add a little bit more points. We want that home run ball again. And again, it's right in and out of David Boston's hands. He was in position to make the play, but just couldn't. Maybe we used up all of our juju in the beginning of the game here. So Grammatica is going to try and send us a deep one through. It's a somewhat all right kick, but Grammatica I don't think has the leg for that, as we're about a yard short. So the lead will stay at 28-3, as we only have a little bit less than a minute left in the third quarter. Garcia's going to drop back now and send it to the left side, where he finds Streets again, who gets a little gain there. Still just short. 2nd and 4 now for the 49ers. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And Garcia's going to drop back, look over again, and he finds Stokes across the middle. Stokes had the fumble just a few plays ago, but he does have the first down now for the 49ers. So it's 1st and 10. They're just into Cardinal territory. And the clock is ticking down. Will they get it off before? They do. Garcia's going to drop back, and he finds Terrell Owens for the first time today. Terrell Owens finally got away from Dwayne Starks for a moment just to pick up a small gain there, but there he is. He is involved. If you forgot about him, he's right there. And 49ers are moving a little bit now. Finally getting something going as the third quarter comes to a close with the dreaded 28-3 lead. Are we going to blow it like so many have in recent days in the present? Or can we hold on and hopefully sail to yet another victory? A huge upset over a division rival. As Garcia's going to send that one to Hurst, who escapes one tackle, escapes another tackle, and gets brought down at about the 11 or 12 yard line. Kind of an awkward play there. We had a couple of guys on him, but no one could seem to trip him up or stop him. Mr. Hurst spins away from Dwayne Starks and gets brought down. So it's 1st and 10 now, deep in our territories. They have into Hurst again, who has room, shakes a tackle, and gets brought down at the first down marker, which may as well be the goal line, because the 49ers are thinking about 6. They need a whole lot of points. 2nd and inches. What are they going to do now in goal line formation? They're handing off to Hurst, who's got the room and punches it in, but a costly holding penalty is going to remove the touchdown and send him 10 yards back where they started a couple plays ago. Mistakes, Lord, help the 49ers. Garcia's going to go play action and float that one to T.O. in the corner of the end zone. In an island surrounded by Cardinals, but none of them were there to make that play, as T.O. comes down with it and gives the 49ers their first touchdown of this game, and it comes maybe too little too late perhaps, as Cortez sends this one through and cuts the lead down now to just 18. And they're already going to go for the onside. There's more than enough time in this game, but they're not trusting their defense, and they're going to try and catch us off guard. They don't. We have it, and we have it now in their territory. It is desperation time already for the 49ers, I guess. It's 1st and 10 now with 4 minutes and 44 seconds, and Plummer's going to sidearm that to David Boston in the middle of the field and find him again. And there you see the production between both star receivers in this game, and it is not even close as we hand it to our fullback to try and get the short gain. And the 49ers have that one well covered. They're in the backfield by the time we snap it. So we're going to go to Jones again on 3rd down, and we had a huge hole, but we just couldn't get off the blocks, couldn't run straight, just couldn't figure it out. So 4th and 1, we're going to try and convert, and Jones gets tripped up in the backfield and falls forward. Now, he looked close. I wouldn't review this. I would just accept it because we have the lead. It's late in the game, but maybe he had the first down. I'm not sure. Garcia's going to run back and the pressure gets to him. He had all day to throw, and Bryant found his way off of the blocks and got to Garcia, giving us one of our only few sacks on the year. And Garcia drops back again now, got to make up some of that chunk yardage, and he sends that one out of bounds. Garcia not that sharp today. 3rd and very long. The 49ers need something, anything. Can they get anything? Garcia drops back, looks over his options, and floats that one out to T.O. again, and guess who's there? Dwayne Starks. Knocking another Garcia pass down. And now we're going to try and play some keep away here and eat some clock up as we hand it to Jones. There's still quite a bit of time now. We're not even at the 2-minute warning, so we have to move this ball forward. We got to do something as we hand it to our fullback who gets the first down. 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Plummer's going to drop back, and the pressure gets to him this time. He's escaped it all game. He hasn't done that all season, but we've avoided a sack until the 2-minute warning, which that sack leads us to. But it is now 2nd and very long coming out of the 2-minute warning. Can we get all that yardage back? We send it up to Boston, who again has it in and out of his hands. Plummer's been on the money, but Boston hasn't been as 100% as he should be. Now 3rd and 17, we need something, anything. We find Sanders on the other side. We squeeze that one in a window. That was a contested pass. But we found Sanders, and he gets us what we need. And as the clock continues to run, we're now cooking even deeper in 49er territory. Hand it to Jones, trying to get up some more time. And the 49ers aren't even wasting their timeouts at this point. They know their fate. Just a minute left. Plummer's going to drop back. And we're going to send this one to Boston, who makes a huge one-armed grab at the 10-yard line. And we are now in the red zone, and with a minute left, we're threatening to add even more points. Just letting this clock run. Going to pitch it to Jones, who's not going to go very far. He hasn't been very active today. It could be, I guess, because of the bruised knee he sustained early on. That's what I'm going to blame it on. As we head to our fullback now, who at least gets it down to the 5-yard line, but we're just going to let this clock run because the 49ers, their goose is cooked with 1 second. One last hee-haw to the end zone for fun, and it goes nowhere. Plummer sends it out the back, but it doesn't matter. The clock is at 000, and we secure another dub of the season. 6-1. These Cardinals are 6-1. Upsetting our division rival in Candlestick, in the Bay, 28-10. Man. Dwayne Starks obviously getting the player of the game honors because how can you not? So now looking over statistically, I felt pretty good about how we played. I thought even without San Francisco's very costly mistakes, we probably had a good chance to at least win the game. Probably would have been a lot different, but third down percentage is still piss poor, as it has been all season long. But thankfully, we just outlasted San Francisco and their terrible mistakes. So they got a lot to fix. But as long as we were able to silence Terrell Owens, we'd be able to win, which I figured we could do. Looking over now our team stats, Jake Plummer, one of the better games on the season. Completion percentage is still pretty low, but the yardage there is absolutely what I want most weeks. Thomas Jones picking up 2 touchdowns on the day. Only 49 yards, though. Not great. I'd like a little bit more from him, but we were absolutely money through the air, so it's not a huge deal. There is David Boston, that stat line. 9 receptions, 187 yards. No touchdowns, though, which is interesting. The one receiving touchdown we did have went to our fullback, oddly enough, who also allowed our 1 sack. So kind of mixed feelings on that. Here's the defensive production. Obviously, the 2 picks for Dwayne Starks, the 1 pick 6. He's been the man of the season so far, at least on our defense. And of course, Bill Gramatica missing the 1 field goal. So we're going to look ahead now to next week, which is more division play. We have 3 straight division games. It's San Francisco, which we just played, St. Louis, and then Seattle. And both St. Louis and Seattle are in Sun Devil Stadium in Arizona. So I'm a little scared for this next one. The Rams, this is Super Bowl Rams, greatest show on turf Rams. So we might not get lucky this time around, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we can at least do something, anything. So hopefully I see you back in Sun Devil Stadium when we take on Kurt Warner and his St. Louis Rams.